Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everyone doing today? Hello, hello. I hope I find you all well. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the pre-stream, I guess I should say. Today is Saturday, May 29th, 2021. I am DSP, or Phil for short. Yeah, right. How do you say a longer name is shorter for something? I don't know. How's everyone doing? Is everyone doing well? Welcome, everyone. Welcome. And hopefully you're ready for a very fun day in space, I guess we should say. A space-themed day today. Everything I'm doing is space-themed. We've got Returnal on the first stream, and then we've got Mass Effect on the late stream, right? So let's talk a little bit about this, because this week we are going to see a major shift and transition in my content. I'm finally going to be finishing up 2 games that I've now been playing for many weeks, and we're going to see their conclusions, finally, and be able to move on to new content. And incidentally, much like I suspected for June, we're going to see new stuff pop up out of nowhere that's completely unexpected, okay? So let's talk. Today, it's Returnal Endgame. Today, my goal is to go through Returnal one final time, each biome beating the Sun Challenge room that's in each biome, okay? When you complete the Sun Challenge room now, you're apparently going to unlock what's called a Sun Key, all right? Each world, there's 6 biomes. You need to get 6 of these Sun Keys in these challenge rooms. And then once you've done that, then you fight the final boss again, and then apparently you get the true ending of the game. I guess you also need to go to the house again. There may be new cutscenes and new stuff going on inside of your house that is present in the biomes, okay? So, today I want to get as far as I can. The good news is, from what people are telling me, when you get a Sun Key, it's permanent. When you get the Sun Key, you don't have to go get it again. If you die or whatever, you've got it for good. So, got to go through all these biomes. The good news here is, I will have all the abilities in the game unlocked. Being able to go underwater, run through the hazards, the grappling hook, all the things you need will already be obtained, and therefore, because of that, I'll be able to actually turbo through these stages, getting upgrades, getting everything I need to do in order to succeed. Is it going to be a grind? Yes. That's pretty much the point of the whole game at this point, right? I think we've realized this at this point. Returnal is the ultimate grind game, right? By the way, shout out to Emily, who did a super chat. It says, check your fear, get in gear, because the vampires are here. Be careful, those vampires are coming after you. Anyway, thank you for the super chat. So that's the goal today, is basically get as far as I can. Am I expecting to get through all 6 biomes and beat all 6 challenge rooms today? No. Just being honest. And in addition, you don't have to fight the bosses again, which is good. But it is going to be, obviously, tedious to get through everything again and survive and get a good build going. What I'm a little afraid of, this is me being honest with all of you, okay? Well, here's what I'm a little afraid of. I don't think it's even possible to get through all 6 biomes in one run. I don't. Like, in this game, once you get a good run going, usually it takes about an hour to get enough equipment or enough upgrades to get a good run going. Then when you get a good run going, right, you can usually beat a biome or 2 within an hour. Like, if you take a look at the last 2 streams that I did of Returnal, okay? It took me forever to beat the 3rd biome because it was kicking my ass. But then I got a good run, which took about an hour to get. Then I got through the 3rd biome to the final boss and beat it. And then within another hour, I beat the 4th biome. So it was like 3rd biome, 4th biome, 3 hours. Then last stream, took me about an hour to get a build going. Went to the 5th biome, beat the 5th biome. And then went in an hour, beat the 6th biome, basically beat the game, right? So it looks like it takes about 3 hours to get through 2 biomes, if you have a good run, all right? So taking that mentality, I don't even think it's possible in a 3-hour stream like I'm about to do to actually get through all 6 biomes. Unless I skip everything and I somehow luck out, I don't know how that would be possible. It seems like you need to really have a lot of time to do this all in one go. Now, the good news is, like I said, apparently once you get the Sun Keys, okay, they're permanent unlocks. You don't have to go back and do those challenge rooms again. So today, if I go through this and let's say I get the first 3 sun keys, and that's as far as I get today. Well, the next time around, I can try to turbo through and start at the 4th biome and just work on getting that sun key, you see? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking today we'll make some good progress and maybe one more major stream, and then maybe we'll do it. I don't know. It really depends on how things go, and I don't know how they're going to go. We got to see today firsthand together how things go and go from there. All right? So today is the absolute beginning of the end game of Returnal. All right? It is. The beginning of the end game of Returnal. It may go well. It may not go so well. We'll see firsthand what happens. But the good news is Returnal is going to end sooner rather than later. Likely within another couple sessions, the game will finally be completed. We'll see the true ending, and we'll give it a send-off. An unceremonious send-off. Okay. So that's today's major gameplay stream. Now, later tonight at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Time, I'll be playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition. And last time that I played it, it actually surprised me that I got as far as I did. I beat all of Novaria. I think the only thing left to do is there's a couple side missions in the Hot Labs that I didn't go to yet, and I'm probably going to do those tonight. And then we're going to head to Virmire, which is the next major story area of the game. So we've got good progress going right now in Mass Effect. Remember, after Virmire, I believe there's only 1 to 2 other major story missions left in the whole game. I may or may not do more side content, depending on if I feel like it. I already did the Bring Down the Skies DLC, which is the one major DLC of the game. So I definitely wanted to do that during the playthrough, which I did. But I don't know. I don't know if we'll be doing any more major side content or not. See, the thing is, with the side content of Mass Effect 2 and 3, the side content is usually very meaningful. If you do the missions for your crew members, for example, they become more loyal to you, you unlock more abilities for them, and it allows them to survive situations in the plot where otherwise they would not survive. In Mass Effect 1, excuse me, in Mass Effect 1, the plot lines don't really have meaningful side content. A lot of it is, like, for example, Garrus says, oh, there's a scientist who I always wanted to catch at the Citadel. He used to do experimentation on you know, on humans and aliens of organ transplants. It's really messed up. He's like, let's go catch this guy because he got away. So you go and you catch him, you kill him or whatever. That's it. You just get a few rewards. It's over. There's no real payoff for it. You don't get anything from Garrus for doing it. It's just there as side content, but it doesn't really have meaning. In Mass Effect 2 and 3, the side content has meaning. In some cases, the side content of Mass Effect 2 and 3 are actually better than the main storyline stuff. Okay? So I'm debating whether or not I really want to do a lot of side content in Mass Effect 3. Excuse me, Mass Effect 1. Or if I just want to say, okay, I know it's there, but it's not very good. Let's just go through the story, beat the game, and then move on to Mass Effect 3. You see? Because remember, I'm not playing Mass Effect 2 in this Legendary Trilogy because I already beat it last year. We're going to go straight into Mass Effect 3. And in the case of Mass Effect 3, this will be interesting because I've only played it once ever when it was a new release. I never played it again, so I don't really remember much about it. I'm being honest. Like, I really remember maybe 2 major missions in Mass Effect 3. Okay? So, I guess we'll see. But I'm thinking, why do all this side content if it really doesn't have much meaning in the first game? I don't know. We'll see, alright? So, tonight, Mass Effect Legendary Edition on the late stream. Should be a good time later tonight. Now, I am not here tomorrow. Tomorrow is my day off from streaming, everybody. Okay? Hold on a second here. Some seltzer. Tomorrow's my day off for streaming for the week. So, I hope you all have a good day tomorrow. And a safe day. And you have fun doing whatever you're doing. Alright? Remember, you can always get caught up on all of my ongoing playthroughs right here on DSPGaming on YouTube. Everything is archived here every day. And now, in beautiful 1080p 60 frames per second, since I'm streaming on YouTube at a much higher bitrate now. Okay? On Monday, it's Memorial Day, which is a national holiday in the United States of America where we remember those who have served, and in particular, those who've lost their lives in the line of duty to protect our freedoms here in this country. Okay? I will be streaming all day. The first gameplay stream on Monday is going to be Endgame of Nier Replicant. We are currently doing the E-side run. For those who don't know, this is the exclusive new plotline that was added to the game just for this version of Nier Replicant. It was not present in the original Nier game or Nier Gestalt or whatever. It wasn't present in those. All right, it's only present in this new game. I'm about 2 hours into it, and what you have to do is redo the first few hours of the first parts of the game in order to get to the part where the new content is. So on Monday, after maybe a half an hour or so, we may get right into the new content. And from what I'm to understand, it's about 2 to 3 hours of new content. Okay, so we'll be nearing the very end of the game on Monday. Maybe maybe not. It depends on how things go on Monday. But again, this is good. We're fastly approaching the end of all of these playthroughs. And that's a good thing, and I'll explain why in just a moment. Okay? Alrighty then. Now, I'm bringing up my schedule because I want to be sure that I have the full schedule available to you guys here. Alright, Monday night will be my weekly Danganronpa V3 session on the late stream. We're heading into the 4th chapter of the game. From what I understand, the game has 5 major chapters. And we're heading into the 4th chapter of the game now. I've really enjoyed the Danganronpa streams every week. Quite frankly, I actually wished that I could play it more. But I've been so busy juggling so many games recently that I just can only play it really once a week. I guess we'll see. Alright, but Monday night, the continuation of Danganronpa. Okay? Then on Tuesday, it's a big event, everyone. On Tuesday, June 1st, to start this month strong, it is a marathon event. It's going to be the premiere of my Retro Replay event, a game that you guys nominated and then voted for me to play on the Xbox One. It will be Fallout New Vegas. I'm going to re-download the game. I actually don't remember if I own the game digitally or not. If I don't, I'm pretty sure I can just get it quickly. Some people are saying you can get it on Game Pass. I mean, I could, but I guess I'd have to see how much it costs. If it only costs like 10, 20 bucks, it may make more sense just to get the game outright. I'll see. I don't remember if I owned the rights to the game digitally from the last time I played it in 2015, or if I used a physical disc back then. I can't remember at all. All right, we'll see. But I do own all the DLCs already digitally because they only were digital. They never really sold them on disc. So I'll be starting up a run of Fallout New Vegas on Tuesday. Okay, marathon event. What that means is I'll be playing it all day long, 7+ hours of gameplay with a few breaks here or there. And it's going to be good because it's good to get a game like this. It'll be very good to get a good tear into it. Number one, I'm going to be creating my character, and you guys are going to guide me to determine what kind of a run and what kind of a build I want to do. Because at this point now, I've played quite a lot of Fallout New Vegas. I played it when it was a new release. I replayed it again later on. Now, I don't remember if I had replayed it twice or only once. I actually think I played it once as a new release, and then I played it once in 2015, and that was my run where I played it hardcore mode, where you needed to have water and food and stuff all the time. Honestly, it didn't really add anything to the playthrough at all. It was kind of silly because the game gives you so much food and water that it didn't really limit me at all in the game. It was just kind of stupid to have to open my inventory every once in a while and do it. So I don't know if I would do that this time around. But a lot of people have different ideas of what I can do this run. Some people are saying it should be a low intelligence run. Because in this game, apparently, if you have low IQ, you have a lot of dialogue options that are just really stupid. But it's actually entertaining because it's different from the regular stuff. Some people have said maybe do a high luck run, where everything is based on just good luck. Some people have said, why not do a stealth or sneaking run? Alright, so I don't know yet. What we may want to do is, on Tuesday, together, live on that marathon stream, figure it out on stream. I think that would be a good thing, an interaction for us to talk it out and figure out exactly what we want to do. And go from there. Okay? One idea that a lot of people told me that I want to do is an explosives run, but I'm very skeptical about it. Hello, Super Batcat. How are you? I'm skeptical about it, and here's why. Let's say I do an explosives build, all right, where, number one, all my explosive damage is buffed, so everything takes monster damage from explosives. But at the very same time, I need to basically find a way to make myself almost immune to it. I don't even think that exists. I think that there's a perk that makes you like 25% more resistant to explosive damage, but basically, it would always be splash damage hurting me, which obviously is going to be a pain in the ass. In addition to that, I'm almost positive that at least early on in the game, explosive ammo is rare. So how would I get through the first 10, 20 hours of the game if I can't find explosives to use? So as much as I would like to do it, I actually don't know if it's going to be viable, okay? I guess we'll, again, let's wait till Tuesday. We'll talk it out together live on the stream, and we'll figure out what we want to do to make that run more unique, okay? I would love to do some of these ideas, but I don't know if they're viable. Once we have people here specifically for the stream, we can talk it out and figure out how to do it, okay? So that's Tuesday. All day long, I'll be playing Fallout New Vegas. Someone suggested, why not do the live DSP tries it of Chef Boyardee? I guess we can do that. I have the can of Chef Boyardee sitting in my pantry. I'm not excited in any way, shape, or form, but I guess we could do it. just as something different on the stream, okay? Fair enough. All right. So, for the rest of this coming week, here's the deal. The way I see it is I need to finish up these games that are lingering, all right? So my focus for the coming week likely will be finish up Returnal and finish up Nier, all right? Because my attitude is, once I finish those games up, all right, then I can focus on other stuff. I don't want to rush into other new stuff and start new playthroughs when I have 2 lingering playthroughs that need to end. So I'm almost of the impression, I was thinking about this overnight, I was almost of the impression, okay, so maybe on Wednesday then, I play Returnal again, and I try to finish Returnal, like, as the main stream on Wednesday, get it over with, right? And then maybe Thursday, if I haven't beaten Nier yet, have Nier as a stream, or maybe even have Nier as the late stream on Wednesday if there's only an hour or 2 left to finish. Maybe do that and finish that up, right? So, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Now, once Returnal and Nier have been completed, all right, then we can look to do other stuff. Number one, we can look to maybe have a return of some games that have been out of the rotation. For example, Divinity 2 has not been in rotation now regularly for weeks. I think in the past month I played it twice. I'll be honest. It's because it's not really holding my interest anymore. The game is incredibly slow-paced. One of the most inaccessible RPGs I've ever played in my life. Seems like it's the kind of game that if you really get into it and you play the hell out of it, maybe it's great. But I'm not that kind of content creator, especially for a game that came out many years ago. I don't have the time to sit down and hunker down and play the shit out of it. And therefore, I've literally made almost no progress, and it's not very entertaining to me. So maybe once I beat a couple of games and I free up some time in my schedule, I can play more of it and focus more on it. Maybe I can actually have it return every once in a while as a main gameplay stream. Okay? Now, in addition to that, obviously I want to focus in a little bit more on Mass Effect and try to finish up that game so I can get to Mass Effect 3, which actually, I'm actually, at this point now that I'm remembering Mass Effect 1, I really like the game, but I'm actually looking forward to Mass Effect 3 because I've only played it once. And I'm thinking I'm going to have fun with it because I've only seen it once. It might be entertaining to see that again because, again, only one run. I don't really remember much about it. I actually, honestly, don't even remember the party members you have in Mass Effect 3. I can't even remember them. I really can't. In my mind, I can't remember the characters who you play as in the game. It's a blank right now. So, anyway, I'm thinking about that. But also, for those who are not aware, this week, starting this week, free for PS Plus subscribers, Virtua Fighter 5 Super Hyper Ultimate Redo Yakuza Edition. That's right, if you didn't hear, Virtua Fighter 5 is being remade, or has been remade, in the Yakuza engine, meaning the graphics are massively upgraded from how the game was when it came out in like the mid to late 2000s. And essentially, it's coming out free for PS Plus, which means this game is going to have a giant revival. Tons of people are going to be playing this game for the first time because it's going to be accessible. So I'm thinking I should play it. It would be variety for my streams. I would actually treat it as a main game and balance it with, say, Mass Effect and my ongoing retro replay playthrough of Fallout New Vegas. That would be some good variety, I feel, for the streams, okay? Now, in the month of June, there's really only 2 major games so far that I'm interested in. One is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which comes out on the 11th. And or is it the 13th? It's either the 11th or the 13th. And the other is Mario Golf, which is near the end of the month. Outside of that, there's not much else going on in the realm of new releases yet. Now, here's why I say yet. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this month, coming up, June, is going to be a ginormous month for game releases and game info. We've got the Summer Games Fest coming out on the 10th. E3 officially starts on the 13th. And with all of this going on, okay, all of this stuff, essentially, you're going to have so much new information coming out about new game releases, likely the entire landscape of the rest of the year will be changed. We're going to find out all these different dates of game releases. In addition, I actually feel that there may be some surprise announcements. There almost always is. Whenever we get to this time of year, there's almost always surprise announcements of games that are coming out right away. Seriously, like, there are some games that we've been waiting for a while now, indie games and the like, that maybe they'll just come out in the month of June. So this month's schedule may dramatically change depending on how things go with all these game announcements and game events and things, okay? So, to give you a brief recap, today it's Returnal and Mass Effect. Monday, it's going to be Nier and Danganronpa. Tuesday, it's the premiere of my Fallout New Vegas Retro Replay. Then my focus will be trying to beat Returnal and Nier so that we can move on to new stuff, namely focusing more on Mass Effect, focusing more on Fallout New Vegas, and playing Virtua Fighter 5. In addition, I may bring back and likely will bring in games like Divinity 2 again to get more focus on them and get progress again. And then, once the new releases hit this month, those games will take priority. Okay? Sound good? That's really what I'm thinking for this month. I actually feel like when I play Virtua Fighter 5, it may reinvigorate some people because, number one, there's going to be renewed interest in the game, being that it's free on PS Plus. And number two, I haven't played a fighting game outside of Retro Street Fighter in quite some time. And I'm thinking that this may actually be quite interesting. Because the thing is, I can't play two fighting games. I can't. So it's either going to be Virtua Fighter 5 or Guilty Gear Strive. Now, Guilty Gear Strive is the new Guilty Gear coming out on the 11th. That's the same day as Ratchet and Clank. Okay? I'm not against playing it, but if I'm starting Virtua Fighter 5 and I like it, and I want to play Virtua Fighter 5 more, then likely I'm not playing Guilty Gear. It's one or the other. I feel that Virtua Fighter will get a giant buff this month because it's free on PS Plus, okay? In fact, I'm seriously actually wondering, will this bite into the success of Guilty Gear Strive? Because Guilty Gear Strive was going to be the only major fighting game in a long time, then all of a sudden, Virtua Fighter literally was just announced and getting dropped on PS Plus. I'm wondering if this is going to actually cut into Guilty Gear's success now. It may and it may not. Okay? But anyway, I'm excited for this month. I think this month of June is going to be good. We're going to have variety. Let's be honest. It was very dry for a long time. Then all of a sudden, a bunch of games came out in a short period of time. But the problem is a lot of these games are just repetition. Returnal is literally repetition. That's the game. Nier, you have to beat the game 3 to 4 times to see all the content. It's repetition. We're going to finally get this game now, new content in games, not repetition. So it'll be something different and interesting. We'll have more people coming to the streams, I feel. You know? So it should be a good time. All right? I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. So FYI, the schedule is going to change. I know I put out a schedule last night on Twitter, but likely in the light of Virtua Fighter 5 and everything that I was thinking about overnight, I'm probably going to change the schedule up. Okay? There is zero chance I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. There's no point in playing it. There really isn't. It's a pointless DLC for fanboys of the franchise who just want to throw more money at them. It's not going to add anything. We already saw the story ending. This is not going to add anything to the story. It's just going to be a side story with Yuffie in it, and it's a waste of time in my opinion. Just being honest, I think that it's a way to cash in. It's not going to add anything significant at all. It's just a way to make more money off the people who love the game. So, you know, I thought it was a good game, but, you know, I wasn't like, oh my god, insanely blown away by the game, and I don't want to spend any more money on it. I'm just being honest. Okay. Pointman says, shouldn't I wait a few days to play Virtua Fighter 5 because the server's in day one traffic? Did you not hear what I just said? The game comes out on Tuesday. I'm doing a marathon of Fallout New Vegas on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I'm probably focusing on trying to beat Returnal. I'm actually not going to be playing Virtua Fighter 5 until Returnal and or Nier are complete. So maybe later in the week. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not playing it on launch day. I'm going to give it a couple days. to settle in. Okay? Okay. Alright, so I hope this all sounds good to all of you. Good variety coming up. Alright? I want to say thanks for a great May, because we're at the end of May now. And I want to say this month was very tumultuous, folks. Let's be honest here. Holy crap, did anyone foresee, just like a month and a half ago, would you have predicted that I would be streaming full-time on YouTube? Really? Like, I don't think any of us saw this happening. But it's weird how life works, right? It is. It's very weird how life works. And circumstances happen in a certain way to line things up and have certain things happen. And at this point, I'm just kind of like, well, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And I hope that you guys are enjoying the streams on YouTube. I know that there's a lot of changes. The good news is, this week I implemented a lot of things that I feel have improved the quality of the streams, okay? Nightbot, I actually got Nightbot working as it was working over on Twitch, meaning with timeouts for things like spamming, emotes, and shit like that, okay? Really? Is this this says George became a member. What on earth? George became a member? It didn't pop up in the stream chat. Well, thank you, George, for becoming a channel member. Why didn't it pop up in the stream chat? You guys see that, right? It never popped up? What the heck? Did you guys see anything pop up to say that George became a member? That's weird. I'm kind of scratching my head right now. I don't know why we would have seen a pop-up for it, but it wouldn't have shown up in the chat. Does it matter? Yes, it does, because we want to make sure that things are working. Right? I want to make sure everything's working properly. That's weird, man. I don't know. I'm very confused right now. We got a pop-up to say, welcome, George, to membership. And thank you if that's legit. But why did it not appear on the stream chat? That's very odd, because that's how I usually shout it out. It shows up in the stream chat first. Well, that's very odd. I guess we'll have to look into this, figure this out, huh? Anyway, that being said, so number one, I tried to make this chat on YouTube like the one on Twitch. I now have Nightbot moderating it with the same settings as Twitch, meaning you could use a certain amount of caps and it's okay. You could use a certain amount of emotes and it's okay. Originally, Nightbot had been like incredibly strict, which I thought was bad, and some people were actually messaging me saying, dude, I'm typing like one sentence with 2 emotes and I'm getting timed out. This is ridiculous. So I changed it to be all the settings now for Twitch, so the Nightbot should be a lot better now. And as you guys have seen, we now have the ability to have pop-ups for things that happen on YouTube. If you become a channel member, which is the same as becoming a paid sub over on Twitch. So if you become a channel member here, you get access to emotes, you get a cool chat crown badge, your name changes color in the chat, and you get a thank you pop-up live on the stream, okay? If you do a super chat or a super sticker, you'll also get a pop-up thank you on the screen. So that's good that I got those implemented. Now, it does look a bit wonky, right? It does look a bit wonky because, sadly, it looks to me like it's delayed in a big way. Like, for example, I'll see someone do a super chat, I'll shout the whole super chat out already, and then like 30, 40 seconds later, the pop-up will come up on the screen. I looked into it. It doesn't look like it has anything to do with me. It has to do with YouTube's API. I guess their interface is delayed and sadly doesn't send out the data fast enough to really catch it for a pop-up thank you. And I'm not surprised at this because many years ago, I used to stream on YouTube before I went to Twitch. And when I did, I used to actually have this stream be embedded in my website. And I had this programming code on my main page of my website that when the stream went live, it would catch the stream and broadcast it on my website. But sometimes the API was so slow that it would take 5 to 10 minutes to actually work. Just think about that. I turn on my stream, but YouTube doesn't tell anyone who's listening that it's playing for 5 to 10 minutes. That's a monster delay. Now, keep in mind, that was a long time ago. That was the years of 2014 to 2016, okay? So, maybe things have changed, but it just seems to be the pop-ups are kind of delayed. Actually, this one was fast. So, shout out to LP101. They just did a super chat, and the pop-up actually came up within 10 seconds. So, that's the fastest one I've actually seen so far. So, anyway, LP101 did a super chat and says the following. Will you be playing Mass Effect 2? The gameplay overall is better. Will you ever go back to Star Wars The Old Republic? I actually played Mass Effect 2 a year ago. Before this Legendary Edition collection was even announced, I replayed it because it had been so long. I'd never replayed the game since my original run when the game was a new release, and I wanted to replay the game. Like, I was craving. I was like, wow, everyone says it's the best one. I want to go back and replay it. I did, and then, of course, then they announced the freaking Legendary Edition collection. I'm like, well, sucks that I didn't wait to play it, but it is what it is. So, no, I'm not going to be replaying Mass Effect 2 simply because I just played it a year ago. But I will be playing Mass Effect 3, as I said. When we finish Mass Effect 1, then Mass Effect 3 will be going into the mix here. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for a great May. It was a tumultuous month moving from Twitch to YouTube. The good news is, you guys have supported the move. In general, I've seen a lot of people who were watching my stuff over on Twitch come over here to YouTube. You know, a lot of supportive people as well. The support for the streams, the memberships, super chats, and tipping during the streams has been good. I have no complaints whatsoever. Thank you for that support. You've kept me going. I really appreciate the fact that you've kept me going during this tumultuous time. Here's the deal. All right? You guys have been supportive. It's now been about 2 weeks since I moved from YouTube to Twitch. Excuse me. Wow, that was completely backwards. It's been about 2 weeks since I moved from Twitch to YouTube for my streams, all right? And, excuse me, you've been supportive. However, the way that this works is that basically YouTube tallies up all the income you made on your channel for the month. So that includes 3 things: ad revenue on the videos and streams, memberships, and the super chats. It tallies all those up at the end of the month, and then they actually pay me for all of that. Usually around the 21st of the month. Sometimes it's a few days later. Sometimes it's, I've seen it upwards of like the 23rd. Sometimes I'll get paid for it. So that's good. That means everything that's happened this month, I'll get paid for basically in late June. All right? That's the good news. And it should now, moving forward, be consistent where we'll have enough support where I should be all right. I feel I'll be all right. Even though, yes, there's going to be less because, you know, right now we only have 140 members. Over on Twitch, I had 900. Obviously, there's a disparity there, right? I mean, let's not be silly. Of course, there's a disparity there. But I feel that over time, by the way, Madara's God, I don't know what's going on. Madara's God is telling me that the stream is lagging for him. I've actually heard the opposite, Madara. I've heard for most people, the streams don't lag for them. So I don't know why the stream is lagging for you at all. Most people have told me that the actual connections are much better for them since I've moved from Twitch to YouTube. And if the stream quality, you know, if it is buffering, have you tried lowering the quality? If that didn't work, that sounds to me like a YouTube server issue. Like, whatever server you're connecting to watch is a shitty server. And that sucks. Obviously, that's stupid. I don't know why it's doing that. Some people are saying, right now, I have 0 lag. I don't know what's going on, why he's having an issue. That sucks. Yep, somebody said the stream is perfect for me. Yeah, here you go. Lord of Noodles says, much better than Twitch. Twitch used to actually buffer too often for me. There you go. So I apologize, Madara. I don't know what's going on, man. Anyway, continuing on. So basically, here's the deal. I don't get paid by YouTube until late June. When I get paid by YouTube, hopefully things will be good. But between now and late June, the only income I'm bringing in is via tips from you guys. All right? That's why the tips goal is still what it is. You notice I haven't lowered the tips goal back to what it used to be because I can't do that until I start bringing in YouTube income on the regular. Once I do, then it could go back to how it was on Twitch and I could change everything back. But we got to get there, okay? So for the next few weeks, I am solely reliant on tips from you guys, okay? If you guys could support the streams with tips, I would greatly appreciate it. There are many ways that you could tip me. Notably, the easiest ways would be to check the video description here or the stream description. It'll have a link right there to my Stream Elements page where you can tip me. Or if you just type !tip into the stream chat and wait a second, Nightbot will actually post up the link there as well by which you could tip me. All right? We have certain rewards in effect. All right? No, if we hit $50 in tips today, I'll put on the Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips, I'll put on a vest. Now, yesterday, I wore the red vest and I wore the denim vest. Previous to that, I wore the camo vest and the platinum vest. So maybe today we'll do beige or something. What shirt am I wearing? Oh, I'm wearing a dark blue shirt, so beige would actually stand out very well today. We'll talk about it, obviously. If we hit $100 in tips today, we'll talk about it and we'll figure out what vest, all right? Now, my goal is to hit $200, all right? I hope we can, because that would help out tremendously. Tomorrow's my day off. Tomorrow I'm doing things such as grocery shopping and the like. So that's exactly what tips are paying for right now. Coming up this week, I got a lot of bills that I'm going to have to pay. So, if you support the stream, you like the content, you want to say thanks, please continue, please tip me if you can. Now listen, I appreciate people who become members. I appreciate the super chats. All those things are helping me in the long term. But in the short term, I directly need your help with tips, so please continue to tip the way that you have been. I mean, it's been great, right? Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that, all right? Good stuff. Fair enough. Swaggin's having an issue typing Madara in the stream chat. It's pretty funny. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, lots of gaming news to talk about this morning. No. There's actually no gaming news to talk about this morning. You know, we've been talking about gaming news for a very long time. This last week, actually. And tons of information and everything about new game releases. You know, Far Cry 6 is now coming out in October. A remake of Sonic Colors is coming out in September. You know, all this different stuff. But but there's no news today. Pretty much, you know, we're going to get a ton of gaming news, let's face it, coming up soon. We're going to have Summer Games Fest. We're going to have E3. So we're not going to have news every day. But we are going to be likely getting a ridiculous amount of news soon. Okay? Just not today. Today I'm looking and I really don't see any game news at all to talk about. So, just keep that short, all right? Fuego has just done a super chat and says, honestly, this is better. I couldn't stand 720p uploads. At least here you could do 1080p. All right. I will now speak freely. All right? I was pissed off when I got the PS5 and I was limited to doing 720p video. I was very upset. I didn't want to say anything because I basically wanted to let you... I wanted to act like it was okay for me to be doing that, when in my personal take was it was not. My personal feelings were that if I'm buying a console, a $600 console, next-gen console, I'm playing all of these new games exclusive to the console and or the better version on that console, right? And they all look amazing to me. I'm playing them and they look gorgeous. 60 frames per second, 1080p, gorgeous visuals. But I'm forced to record and broadcast at 720p because Twitch in 2020 and 2021, Twitch still thinks 6,500 kilobits per second is an acceptable broadcasting bandwidth. They are wrong. Wrong. I mean, it's incredibly outdated what they do over there. I can't believe that they still have those kind of crazy limitations on broadcasting because they're not good. That's terrible. We are into the next gen of gaming, right? Next gen consoles that can do up to 4K resolution, and they think you can broadcast at 6,500 kilobits per second and put out a good stream. Wrong. And I hate to say it, sadly, they have preferential treatment over there. They let certain people stream at a better bitrate and never say anything, while most people have to stream at the lower bitrate, which is not fair. I've always hated that about Twitch, It was that was the actual reason I left Twitch in 2014 to come stream on YouTube for 2 years, because YouTube had no limitations on the quality, while Twitch had massive limitations on the quality. The only reason that I moved back to Twitch is because I was going to become a full-time streamer, and at the time, YouTube didn't have many or any monetization options for their streams. So I had to go where the money was, essentially, where people would support the streams, okay? But now things have changed. Now YouTube changed everything for the better in regards to that. And now I can stream at 1080p 60 frames here. And you guys are now seeing what I've been seeing all along on the PS5. You're seeing the full frame rate. You're seeing the full resolution. This is what I've experienced since the launch of the console, and I've been blown away. I think the console is outstanding. Some of the games I've played on here look so much better, right? And I really enjoyed it, quite frankly. I'm very pleased with the PS5 so far. I really don't have many or any complaints about the console at all. But I'm happy now that I can show you the same experience that I'm getting. I was upset that I was forced to broadcast and record at 720p in order to put out 60 frames per second videos on Twitch. It was stupidity. And they are behind the 8 ball on that. They're the premier leading streaming site, and they limit your bandwidth to something that is not even reasonable for the modern consoles. That's not acceptable. Here's my real question, okay? Here's my real question about Twitch. Where's all the money going? Because they're making money hand over fist over there. They've got people in the affiliates program, people in the partner program. They're taking giant cuts of every single subscription. They're making money hand over fist on the sale of bits. Where is that money going? Exactly. I don't know exactly where the money's going, because they haven't really improved that site in a very long time. When I first went over there, they were making monster improvements. They actually implemented things such as extensions to the streams, and they were doing all these things to actively improve the site. And then all of a sudden in the last few years, it just stopped. And it's like they're a money sink. They suck all the money in, but where is it going? It's not being reinvested into the site, because what has improved over the last few years? Nothing. In fact, you could argue the site's gotten worse. Now there's rampant DMCA issues, takedowns for false claims constantly, all kinds of shit, and nothing has been improved at all. What the hell oh, we added a bunch of tags, so now when you stream, you could say that, you're a certain classification of gamer. Now, for some people, maybe that's important, all right? Some people, when they broadcast on Twitch, they want to say, okay, I'm a disabled gamer, and I want people to know that I'm putting out unique content. Oh, I'm part of the LGBT community. I want people to know that I'm a very inclusive streamer, and everyone's welcome on my streams. That's fine. That's not the point of streaming on Twitch, though. The point of streaming on Twitch is sharing gameplay. So if you can't even share gameplay at a good quality because they limit your streaming quality to 6,500 kilobits per second, I don't care how many fucking tags you add to the site. Improve the goddamn site first, and then add these other silly little things that they think are improvements later as a way of saying, okay, we're good now, let's start doing other things. They're ignoring the primary things you need to succeed as a streamer and not improving them, and instead they're doing these little things here and there and pretending like they're giant accomplishments. They actually had, I'm not even kidding you, they had a giant press release saying, today we added 100 tags to our site. You added 100 words that you could put in the fucking tags of a stream, and you think that's a big deal. How about you actually improve the fucking quality of the streams? It's ridiculous to me. And that's it. Like, I've gotten pissed off over the last few years with Twitch, because it just seems like they completely changed their attitude and their mentality, and everything they were doing over there seems to be focused in the wrong areas. How can you... This is the next gen of gaming. Everyone wants a PS5. Everyone wants an Xbox Series X. Everyone's gaming at a higher quality. They have not improved their site at all to adjust for that or prepare for that. They don't care about it. What do they care about? Making money on subs and cheers from all the wrong places. And I think you know what I'm talking about when I say that, right? So if that's what they care about, that's pretty much showing that that company is heading in the wrong direction and is destined to fail. I'm sorry, but they just are. They're setting themselves up for failure. Not that I think that they're ever going to go out of business or whatever. They're backed by Amazon, one of the most profitable companies in the world. So just like YouTube, that's backed by Google, Twitch is not just going to fail and go away. But certainly they're headed the wrong direction. And it is what it is. I'm upset that I was playing PS5 now for what? It came out in November, so November, December, January, February, March, April, May. You know, how many months? 6, 7 months here? And I couldn't show you guys what I was actually playing. I had to nerf it all and look like pixely shit because of their bitrate sucks ass. Okay? So anyway, it is what it is. But I'm happy here on YouTube with this new quality. I'm glad you guys can now see the same quality I'm gaming at on my TV. You guys are seeing on the streams. If anything, I'm just a little... I wish I had come over here sooner, because then you would have been able to see Resident Evil 8 in 1080p. And instead, it was like basically the last major playthrough I did for Twitch in 720p. And it was fun, don't get me wrong. I liked doing it over there, but the visuals were definitely... You guys didn't see how good that game looks, you know, and that sucks. So... All right. Shout-outs for tipping. We have Snow Carl, who tipped $1.30. He says, I'm busy in real life right now. I haven't been able to watch much. I would love to catch up watching highlights. But, of course, the people who make highlights on your videos are trolls and haters. You think we could start up a DSP-endorsed run fan alternative for fans? That would be up to someone to do if someone were interested in doing that. Like, oh, I want to do DSP highlights for DSP or whatever. That are positive highlights and not just, oh... make fun of Phil constantly and tear into him. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But, you know, no one's really stepped up and did it. Back in the day, people used to do that shit all the time. You could actually find compilations that people used to make of my content back in the day, and they were like the funniest moments and the best parts of this playthrough and blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, they all became negative. This is how you don't play, because it's drama and toxicity that sadly YouTube tends to promote over positive content. The drama content, the hateful, spiteful, toxic content ends up getting promoted on YouTube over the actual original positive content. All right? So I hope that will change, but you know, I'm not a stupid, ignorant person. I know how it works. If someone ever wanted to do stuff like that, go for it. Let me know. All right. So Carl tipped another $1.30 and says, why isn't there a biggest super chat or last super chat on the leaderboards? Seems like it would be pertinent. But, well, there's two reasons. All right. The first reason is because I can't do biggest super chat because I don't know the value of super chats. They're all different denominations. I'm not going to sit here and do currency conversion on my stream to compare the size of super chats. I'm just not. So... you're never going to see a biggest super chat because it's all different denominations. There's no way to figure that out on the fly, okay, without derailing the stream entirely. Could I do a last super chat? Sure. But even then, like, on my keyboard, I don't have symbols for other currencies. On American keyboards, there's no symbol for euros. There's those, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even be able to type it. The only thing I could do is just say the name of the person who did the last super chat. That's about it. Now, here's the thing. As I just explained, for the next several weeks, three plus weeks, I need to focus on tips and bring in as many tips as possible to pay bills and get by, all right? Once I get my payments going from YouTube in late June, then it won't really matter how people contribute. You can tip, you could be a member, you can do super chat, and it'll all be equal for me, essentially, all right? But until then, I need to focus on tips. So... having the last tip show up on the leaderboard makes sense because that's what I need to focus on right now, right? That's, I mean, you're going to put up there what you need to track and what you need to focus on most. So that's what I'm working on. Now, like I said, next month, once we get to late June, maybe I'll change it. Maybe instead of last tip, we will do last super chat or something like that. All right? But for now, I got to leave it as is. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Now, Tonin86 says, well, solution to the super chat issue would be, can't you force people to do super chats in your own currency, like American dollars? I don't think so. I don't see that option anywhere. I've looked in all the monetization options on YouTube. That doesn't seem to exist. It seems like when you super chat, YouTube just lets you pay in your own local currency, and there's no option to weed out and say, I want this currency over this one, or I don't see anything like that at all. So I don't think it's actually possible to do that. Yeah, I don't know. SCW, I don't even know what you mean. SCWT89 says, wouldn't it be smarter budgeting to earn money now and have some guaranteed income next month instead of focusing on getting everything right now? How would I do that when I have to pay bills right now? The way you're speaking is like I have leeway. I don't. I don't have any money saved where I can say, okay, focus on this, focus on... I have to raise tips right now to pay the bills coming up. All right? Tomorrow, I'm going grocery shopping, and I have to get some pet supplies. And by the way, it's my one day a week that I go, and I usually have a meal out with my wife. This coming week, I have to pay my car payment. Coming up at the end of the week, I have to pay the dues on the condo in Connecticut, which sucks that I'm still paying them, but I am. And I have to pay the internet bill. Then, the second week of June, my dues for the condo here clear. All right. And then after that, I forget what the next thing is that's due. But basically, in the first 2 weeks of the month, there's a bunch of bills come due. I need to raise tips to pay those. If I don't raise tips, I don't pay the bills. So how do I budget and do these things you're talking about exactly? All my money is going to bills. I just made a large income tax payment this past week, my monthly payment, and then I paid my health insurance. So that's where my money goes. People swear that I make this exorbitant amount of money that just like floats around. It all goes to bills. All my money goes to bills. And trust me, it hasn't been a good month because with the fluctuations of everything going on, of leaving Twitch and coming over here, it's been like very tight because everything's getting paid as soon as I can pay it and everything. And again, I want to say thank you to you guys for all the tips this last month. The tips have kept me afloat for sure this last month. Thank you so much for that. But essentially, if I didn't get that payment, that final payment from Twitch, I basically wouldn't have paid my mortgage and a few other bills. I wouldn't have had enough money to do it. Okay? So thank God I got that final payment from Twitch. But now I'm not getting that anymore. That was the final payment from Twitch. This month coming up, it's all about tips. So in some fantasy world, I guess, there's some kind of excessive income that I'm getting. But it doesn't exist on this planet or this plane of reality. Everything I get is going right to a bill. I'm being frugal with my money, as frugal as I can be. I'm certainly not going out and exorbitantly spending on things at all. I'm basically buying the essentials. You know, when I go grocery shopping, I always buy generics to save some money. I'm not throwing money around anywhere. No, I'm just spending as little as I can to get by until basically when the YouTube money starts coming in, it should be better. So, so I don't know if this is really Derek or not because Derek was here yesterday and his account looked completely different. But if this really is Derek, he's basically saying that he may be able to get a membership next month. That would be good. If you're able to get a membership next month, that would help tremendously. Because then people wouldn't be able to impersonate you. Alright. He's also talking about COVID vaccines. I've already said publicly I'm not talking about COVID vaccines at all. Alright? It's just not something I'm going to do because people have made it too politically charged. I was talking for months about it. How frustrated I was we weren't able to get it at that time. But things have dramatically changed now, by the way. And then all of a sudden people got angry at me. I started getting messages behind the scenes saying, Phil, we don't want to hear you talk about the vaccine. It's, you know, some people are making it a political issue and you're not supposed to be political on your streams. And after basically getting a bunch of complaints, I said, I'm just not going to talk about vaccines anymore. So, hey, more power to you. You get the vaccine. Congratulations. And I'm happy to be congratulatory to those of you who are getting vaccines because that's good news. It means you're going to be healthy and it means everyone's getting back on track to recovery from this goddamn thing. Right? But I'm not going to talk about it personally in my own experience because people are all offended that I talk about it and they say that I'm too liberal because I'm pro-vaccine and shit. So I'm just not going to fucking talk about it anymore because I'm tired of I'm tired of people bitching to me that I talk about stuff on my streams that's not gaming. So I'm just not going to deal with it. I got enough stress in my life. I don't need to have people now yelling at me for talking about trying to get vaccines. So I'm not going to do it. Okay? Okay. Alright. Anything else, guys? Oh, wait. Snowcrawl took me another $1. He says, when you say you won't talk about it, it makes it sound like you don't want to take it anymore. Is that true? No, it's not that at all. It's not that at all. Completely the opposite. But, again, I don't want to talk about it publicly because people make a fucking issue about it. You know? This is so ridiculous. So because someone's pro-vaccine, that means they're liberal. What are you talking about? Just because someone follows the fucking science and wants to be smart instead of ignorant. I'm liberal now. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'll tell you this right now. I'm not conservative. I'm not liberal. I've always been middle of the road. I judge for myself. On some things, I find myself leaning more left, and on some issues, I find myself leaning more right. This vaccine is not a political issue. It's a scientific health issue. And if you make it political, I'm sorry, you're an idiot. You just are. All right? It's that simple. Okay? But that's my take on it, and here we go. Now, because I said that, I will get I'm serious. I will get complaints. Why did you see? You said you weren't going to talk about it. Why are you talking about it? You see, just the fact that I brought it up is a bad idea. So I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I've had enough. Okay. Would I play Outer Worlds 2 if it was coming out soon? Yes. They are making a sequel. It was reported they are making a sequel. So that's awesome. Georgie says, I don't show up in YouTube chat. You're right, Georgie. Were you the person who just did the membership? I wonder why. All right, Georgie, here's what you need to do. In some cases, there's been issues where people are coming to chat and saying they're blocked or banned on YouTube. That doesn't make any sense because I haven't done any blocking or banning on YouTube at all. Besides like me coming back to stream this week. So how could you be blocked? Here's what you need to do, Georgie. Email me, darksidephil@hotmail.com. Send me a link to your YouTube channel. And what I will attempt to do is unban you or unblock you if it seems like you're blocked for some reason. There's two ways for me to do it. I now know that because Music Records I accidentally banned or blocked the other day. A complete accident. I was like, oh shit. And then when I went to unban him, it wouldn't work. Like, it wouldn't let me unban him, but I think I figured out the way to do it properly. It's very likely you may have been blocked by accident. It may not have even been intentional because I don't know how I could have possibly done it when I don't remember you doing anything trolling. You know, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, anyway, my arm now itches. Send me your YouTube channel via email and I'll look into it and see if I can unban you. If that is the case, because it sounds like you've been banned, which makes no sense because you're saying I'm not showing on YouTube chat. If you're in the chat, but your messages don't show, you can't be banned, but somehow you got muted, and I don't know how that's even possible. So I think what I can do is I can make sure you're unbanned. I can add you as an approved user, which I believe will take any mute off your account. And then I can remove the approved user status, but you should still be able to talk. I could try to do that, but I need your YouTube channel page to do that. Okay? I don't even know how I don't know how you can mute someone on YouTube but not ban them. I don't even know how that's possible. Yet some people in the past few days have been telling me about this. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck that even works. Sounds to me like it's screwed up somehow. I don't know. Some screwed up situation. I don't know. All right. Let's see. Anything else, guys? Or are we ready for our break before we get started here? Did I ever play Outer Wilds? I never played Outer Wilds. Nope. I did not play it. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we'll do. Let's take a brief break. I'm going to use the restroom. You guys grab a drink, grab a snack, use the restroom yourselves, whatever you need to do. All right? I'll be back in a little bit, a few minutes, and we're going to start up with Returnal. Basically, this is the final run in Returnal. I doubt that I'm going to be beating the game today since I have to go through 6 different biomes and get 6 sun keys, but maybe I can at least get a few. All right? So let's see how far I can get today, and then maybe one more run, maybe we'll beat it. I don't know, but do my best. Okay? Brief break. I'll be back with Returnal in just a bit. Thank you guys for a fun pre-stream, and I'll see you in a few.